What's up, guys? The camera cut off for my last video on the latest chapter of Attack on Titan after like 30 minutes of me spieling. That's just how my camera works. This video is going to be up until the latest chapter, and basically it's me talking about my theories on the whole conspiracy behind Attack on Titan and what's really going on. And since I was pretty much revealing this at the very end of my video before it cut off, it's sort of a continuation on that, but you don't have to watch that one to understand what's going on with this one. So here's my whole theory behind this whole thing, as somewhat explained already in my review on the latest chapter. Long story short, the inner government has decided to construct this whole Titan conspiracy that the Titans are bad in order to contain the population in those three walls. Why? Because there's something outside of, beyond the Titans and the walls, that they don't want these people to find out about. Ignorance is bliss. Similar to many dystopian and utopian books and futuristic films and many other movies and films, like The Giver or whatever film you want to talk about. Sometimes ignorance is bliss in certain ways. And so they've constructed this whole thing, and that whole thing of that era where the Titans invaded and they killed a lot of people on the outer wall and destroyed the outer wall, in my opinion, is literally just more affirmation on this, because literally it's a means of population control. They can't just keep surviving and reproducing, otherwise they'd be overpopulated. And on top of that, as far as that whole thing regarding Eren and his dad, which is the whole linchpin of this, I feel like Eren's dad was a scientist who helped develop the serums to be able to create Titans. And as sort of shown by the evidence where it was revealed that some of the villages were literally, like, all the members of the villages, of these human villages, all of a sudden disappeared. And you saw that, like, one of the members, one of the moms, she was like lying on top of her building, and when her son returned as part of the military police, she said, "Welcome back," and her son didn't hear, but at the same time she said it. And she was probably one of those cases where she didn't fully transform into a Titan, and so she was left there on top of her house. And so it sort of reaffirms that the government has developed some sort of way of turning a village into Titans. And then, as explained by some of the people who could turn into who were humans who could turn into Titans, once they're turned into Titans, they live in this sort of dreamlike state, not really understanding what they're doing. And so Eren's dad was one of these people who developed this, and my theory is that he was, after doing so, he decided to be one of those potential, he decided to rebel. So he decided to decided to inject his son with all this stuff, to give his son all this power without anyone knowing, including the power to control or command all the Titans. And on top of that, maybe he injected some serum in him to, well, okay, we know that Eren didn't initially have that power. He adopted that power after Annie lost it. So maybe he injected some serum into himself, into Eren, I mean, so that Eren would be able to attract and gain that power once Annie lost him. And that whole, maybe he understood that the Titans were invading that day, so he was about to tell his son, but everything happened and he couldn't, and then his dad just disappeared. Or potentially what happened was he knew that the Titans were invading that day, so he told his son about it so that his son would be able to find it himself, because he had to go on a journey and he couldn't just show him of that day. Long story short, though, again, this whole thing reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, the manga series. A lot of conspiracy in that as well. Awesome series, very similar in terms of the size, the buildings, the drawings, not so much the drawings, but how the whole thing is laid out with how it's depicted with the on a macroscopic scale geographically, with all the walls and so forth. Very similar to Full Metal Alchemist in certain ways. But moving on from that, again, the sort of dreamlike state that the Titans are in once they're transformed into Titans, it sort of affirms that. And then as for those human Titans who can transform and vice versa, we don't know truly what's going on. Again, there's Ymir and the others. I think potentially maybe they are just I think they're all, I think Ymir is simply like all those members, maybe they were just at one point Titans who were like in a dreamlike state, who had been transformed from humans, and they somehow broke free from that, like somehow, and then the MP or the central government found out, and immediately they round these people up, give them advanced powers beyond just waking up, and give them a bit of the information, not the entire information, and told like, hey, this is the deal, we have to do this for the betterment of society. Somewhat like the film Watchmen, you have to kill millions to save billions, and they don't tell them the full story, but they tell them, hey, this is the whole deal, this is somewhat of the whole deal, and you have to follow this in order for the betterment of society. Do this, attack this wall, destroy these buildings, kill a few of these humans here, and you have to do that. And now once you've done that, I want you to hide in the military police and enforce things. Same thing with the central military police soldiers and so forth. They tell them somewhat of the story. They're told, hey, these guys are renegades, the Survey Corps are renegades, you have to keep them in check. I can't tell you why they're renegades or why they're killing all these people, but in order to keep order, you have to kill them. Just follow the orders. I'm going to give you this new 3D maneuvering gear to do so with guns, kill them and so forth, and that's what's going on. And so that's my whole theory in a nutshell. I hope you understood it. If you think I should elaborate more or explain it clearer, or is something I missed, let me know. And thanks for watching. As always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And share this video with someone you think would like it, who watches this show or other manga series. I do reviews. Thanks for watching, and as always, hit the subscribe button for new content, which is uploaded on a weekly basis. And thanks for watching.